What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Sunday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Conium. Sunday already. Sunday, bloody Sunday. We've got, should be another fun day in the sports world. Yesterday was a great day of sports. We did okay. If you were on the personal plays that I posted on Twitter, we broke even. It was an even day. Here it was another 1-2 day, man. It was 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 a lot of the week. Friday was 2-1, but just can't seem to get over the hump a little bit. We hit the Las Vegas Aces. They absolutely blew out the Seattle Storm. They won by 40 points, so we hit that. We fell short. I had the Lakers minus 5.5, and as I'm watching the game last night, I'm watching the third quarter, and I'm thinking, I had a chance to bet Denver Nuggets plus 5.5, and I bet on the Lakers. What was I thinking? Denver Nuggets are probably going to win the NBA championship, which would be funny because I've got a plus 1,800 on the Lakers, a 1,500 on the Heat, and a 350 on the Celtics. I don't have any bet on the Nuggets, but I'm rooting for them because Jamal Murray went to prep school just up the road from me, and I've had the pleasure of being able to see him play here in Canada for a long time. So I'd be very happy for Jamal Murray, but that was a silly bet, man. Lakers are overmatched. LeBron's not playing well, so that's interesting. And then Carolina, they lose 2-1 right away in overtime. Florida Panthers are probably going to, win the Stanley Cup themselves on the back of Bobrovsky. It's just been unbelievable what they've been able to do against Boston, Carolina, and Florida. They are the Cinderella team, and whether or not they're able to keep it going, we shall see. So a 1-2 day officially. Did have the over in the Lakers and the Nuggets, and had under first period for the Panthers and the Hurricanes, which was good too. Today we've got a lot of fun stuff. If you do follow me on Twitter, I had posted just 3 days ago an NBA Conference Final series prop. I had the Heat plus 2.5, the Nuggets plus 1.5 for the series. That cashes before the Heat and Celtics even play Game 3. Heat can't lose in 5 or less games. They've already won 2. Nuggets have won 3, so they can't lose unless it's in a Game 7. So that's a 1-unit cash just like that, which is great. So we've got that out of the way, which is always nice. And then we've got a few things here today for the PGA Championship. They're not official bets, but I have Brooks Koepka, who's like my least favorite golfer on the planet. But I told myself going into the PGA, if you don't bet live players, you're just limiting yourself, and it's money. So I have Koepka on a plus, what is it? I've got Brooks Koepka on a plus 2,000. I bet a fifth of a unit, and that would be a 4-unit win coming back. And then so today I've also put a plus 500 on Corey Connors, just another fifth of a unit bet to win back all the money that I spent on the other guys. So I've got Connors and Koepka. If Connors wins, I break even. If Koepka wins, it's a 4-unit win, which, I'll take that every day. I haven't been great at golf, so I've been just making little tiny bets, not even half units, not even quarter units, like less than that, just because I haven't been done very well, but we'll be fine with that. And my wife's got like a much bigger bet on Corey Connors, which would be great. She hit him at plus 2,500 or something like that, which would be great. Anyway, let's get to today. We're going to start in the NHL. We're going to start with Dallas and Vegas. And I bet on the Dallas Stars in Game 1. They lost 4-3 in overtime. I'm going to bet on the Dallas Stars in Game 2. And it's pretty much the same analysis. I could be very wrong. It could be the same situation that we saw in Carolina where they're just going to get beat, right? But I'm betting it again on Jake Oettinger. 45-14, 2.46 goals against. Yeah, Hill's been good for Vegas, but he's played half the game. So can he keep it going? Now, Vegas has shown us time and time again this season that, yes, they're at this point now, including the playoffs, they're at 60 wins. 30-17 at home, including the playoffs, but Dallas is 28-14 on the road. I think Dallas is the better, more complete hockey team, and I think we're going to see that. So, Dallas beat Seattle by 1, they lost by 3, they beat Seattle. They were playing a lot of sort of zigzag games against the Kraken until that series eventually went to 7. I think we see something similar here. I think Dallas and Vegas, I think whoever wins this series wins the Stanley Cup, but again, with the way that Bobrovsky's playing, I don't know. Whereas Vegas, they had a couple games where they lost 4-1 to Edmonton. They lost 5-1 to Edmonton. I think it could be that type of game where Dallas needs this. This is essentially not a must-win because they're playing these games in Vegas, so Dallas still has to go home. But you don't want to go down 2-0 in the conference finals. That is for sure. So I'm just going to put the stake back up. I'm going to go with Oettinger. I'm going to go with the Dallas Stars. I'm just going to take straight up money line. It's plus 108 at Bet Rivers, and we'll see what happens there. Shifting to the NBA, similar situation to what I did yesterday. You had the Denver Nuggets. The difference is Denver won those first 2 games at home. Miami won these first 2 games on the road. So now Boston's got to go into Miami. I do think the Boston Celtics are better than the Lakers. I don't think the Boston Celtics are going to get swept in this series, and you're getting a razor-thin lineup. I bought it down, so it's -3.5 at FanDuel for around even money. I paid the money to get it down to 2.5. I want it to be a 3-point bucket. It's -122 at FanDuel. Look, the Boston Celtics, they're getting outcoached. Joe Mazzulla's getting outcoached by Eric Spoelstra, no doubt about it. But Boston beat them in the regular season 134-121. They beat them 111-104. They beat them 100-96. They can beat this team. I think Miami wins this series. I think Boston wins a game. And if not now, when? If you go down 3-0 and you're still on the road, you might just pack it up and say, we're done here, and Missoula's going to be out the door, and you're going to have 5 coaching positions of teams that are very good. It's going to be a very interesting offseason between the draft, the free agency, all the coaching positions. NBA is going to look a lot different next year. Big draft year. But anyway, I think Boston is able to get one just strictly on the back of Tatum and Brown. They've scored 105. They scored 116. And, they just got to come out firing. They've got to score points. I like the fact that it's only a 3. This could be the glimpse of there's the Celtics that we're used to. We might only see it once, maybe twice, because I think Miami wins this series in 6 games. But I do think we see it today by the Boston Celtics. Look, in terms of analysis, I'm not going to give you trends. I'm not going to give you necessarily statistics. We saw it with the Lakers yesterday. It's the conference finals, man. And I've been pretty brutal at baseball. I'm staying away from baseball until I absolutely have to. And we're just going to go with it. I think that's, based historically on how these things go. I've watched a lot of playoff sports. I think Boston's good enough to win one game at least. So I'm taking the Celtics for -2.5. I bought it down -122 at FanDuel. And I think this game goes over. It's at 213.5. It's -109 at BetRivers. So 209, already the first 2 games of the series, it's gone. It was set at 214.5. It went over. It was 212. It went over by 27. So it's at 213. They've put it in the middle. And I think it goes over. You want to go back to what Boston has done previous to this series. The last game against Philly, that went under because Philly couldn't score any points. And then the other game when it was 95-86. So they played under there, but Philly just wasn't able to score any points. Then before that, though, it went over. They had 5 straight overs previous to that in the early series against Philly, and then dating back to Atlanta. And then again, you look at Miami. The last 2 have gone over with Boston, over by 1.5, over by 27. They went under against New York for the last game, but then over, and then an under. So the same way I thought the Lakers were in it more than they had been in game 1 and 2. I thought for the Lakers to be in it, it's going to be over. I think for the Celtics to be in it, it's going to be over. So if I think the Celtics win this game, I have to sort of hedge towards the over there. And again, 213.5, it's such a low number. You could get a 110, 115 score. That goes over. I think you're going to see a little bit more offense. I think you're going to see Tatum and Brown. They have to. I mean, Tatum had a good game, but I think they have to play better. I think Horford has to score more points. He only had 4 points in game 2. They've got to play better. It's it's an 8:30 start, but it's shifted to Miami. So I just think you're going to see more scoring in this one. So there is your breakdown for Saturday. I'm taking the Dallas Stars on the money line. It's +108 at BetRivers. Give me the Boston Celtics -2.5, -122 at FanDuel, and give me the over between the Celtics and the Miami Heat, over 213.5, -109 at BetRivers. As always, drop a comment if you're fading or following, and you can follow me on Twitter at Tyler Connie for more picks and props throughout the day. TikTok and Instagram for just your picks portions. Audio is on Spotify and on Apple. Have a great Sunday. Let's talk sports.